Hello and welcome, I'm Chris and this is the Hair Tutorial channel, and on this week's video I'm going to be showing you an alternative to traditional T-section. This gives a great result, it's much quicker and far more adaptable for your client. Now don't forget, if you want weekly videos on everything hair, from colour, cutting and hair up, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button for more videos. Just think before you start whether you're doing this as a T-section to blend into existing highlights, or whether you're doing this as something just to add some colour to hair that hasn't got anything in it, because obviously, you know, you're going to use a different maybe weave depending on what you're actually going to do for the client. So in this instance, obviously we haven't got any colour in the hair, so it's going to be sort of an introduction to highlights. So the thickness of my weave might alter. I might do a bit of back combing on the root just to adapt it for their style, for their need. However, obviously if you're blending into existing highlights and using this technique just to sort of break that parting up, just use your normal standard weave. So we're going to start by putting it into our parting and doing the foils at the front. Doing a traditional T-section, people sometimes wonder sort of where they go. You're putting sort of foils down in a Mohican and people often sort of think, well, whereabouts at the crown am I stopping? Am I coming down the sides? How much of the sides? And a lot of T-sections I see are just as time consuming as saying doing something like a half head. Whereas this really is a much quicker technique and gives you a really nice effect. So our first foil is going to be on our hairline. Okay, so I'm just going to start by simply placing a foil on this side and a foil on this side. And again, whether you do your sort of your normal highlight, a baby light, or whether you want to sort of, if this was, you know, a statement piece, whether you wanted to do more of a slice, you just adapt what you're going to do for your specific needs. So I'm going to be doing sort of a slightly thicker weave than my normal, just because I want this to sort of stand out and be more prominent so that you can see the effect of it. Really thoroughly saturating. I saturate a little bit more as well on a head block than I normally would, because obviously we haven't got the heat coming off of the head to help with the development. So I tend to put a little bit more on when I'm working on a head block than when I'm, say, working on a normal client. Okay, and then obviously the same on the other side. Okay, and now we're going to follow the hairline down again on either side and just place another foil in there. Again, when you're doing this, you could adapt the amount of foils that you put in. I'm just sort of doing the bare minimum that I need to do just to sort of show the technique and show the effect of the bare minimum. But again, if you wanted to place more, if you wanted to double this or triple this up with the amount of foils that you were putting in, then again, it's a technique that's sort of still going to be quicker than a T-section, but totally yours to sort of adapt and use as you need to. Okay, so our front foils are in, and now we're going to come to our parting. So I'm going to come about 1/2 inch away from my parting and put my first foil in. And again, how many you put in is going to be entirely up to you. Like I said, I'm just going to do the bare minimum so that you can see the effect. Okay, so far we're just up to 10 foils. We've got one this side, one here, and 3 there. And now obviously we're going to come back and we're going to do our crown area. Again, the crown area is going to sort of depend on how your client's crown lays. So we're going to put this into a triangle, and we're going to have one foil here, one foil here, and one foil here. If you wanted to, you could put more foils stacked through there to give more colour around this area. I'm just going for sort of the bare minimum. So then we now have this triangle here. You can put as many sort of foils in as you feel it needs. I've done 3 on the side, so I'm just going to sort of space out 3 through there, and then we're done. Okay, so now obviously we just have to leave this to process, and then I'll take it out and I'll show you what we've got. But remember, this is sort of the bare minimum. I've got one this side, one this side, one down here and one down here, 3 on the top. I created a triangle. I put one on this side, one on this side, and then I put 3 through the middle. But remember, the weave that you use, how many you place is entirely up to you. But in total, that took me about 12-15 minutes to put these in. It's going to give us nice coverage, and you'll see the result in a second.